So I want to go to Jeremiah next. Talk about sort of the work that you're doing and, you know, what you think is important sort of right now. We've certainly heard a lot in the past year in the news in terms of some of the activism around wages and such. In the food context, what do you think people should be thinking about?
Absolutely. I just want to start off by saying currently right now there's a movement here on this campus actually of cafeteria workers who are being laid off by Sodexo. And so I would be, amiss if I really don't mention that movement that's happening right now. And if folks are interested in getting involved in that movement, or if they want to actually take an action, they can call the administration at 202-994-2371 and ask for a list tonight and tell them that, we don't want to lay off workers. We need good union jobs here on this campus for everybody. And that leads me to say we really need to start building a farm to who's serving the table movement at all these events, at this event, at protests, at marches across the country. Here in Washington, DC, we're doing a lot of awesome things. We just got paid sick days. We're going to have a ballot initiative that's going to further raise the minimum wage for all workers. We did equal pay. We're going to do paid family leave here in DC. We did an anti-wage theft bill as well, a ban the box bill. And so we're building up a massive movement here in DC. But I also noticed that I'm a part of the food movement. I noticed that there's a lot of anti-GMO marches that's going on, like in front of the White House. But you look at those marches, a lot of times those march organizers, they don't actually reach out to organizations who have workers. We have a member in the House.
How often have you been contacted by anybody in this movement?
Never, actually.
Never?
We actually have a member here tonight, Patrick. Well, right now, not tonight, this morning. Patrick over here, and he cares a lot about...
That's the guy to go to after.
He's a restaurant worker. He cares a lot about the food movement and the anti-GMO movement. But no one ever contacts him or reaches out to us and say, hey, do your members want to get involved in this movement? And we also need the anti-GMO movement and our movement as well. If we're going to build up a massive movement to raise the wages for workers, to provide good benefits for workers, then we're going to need consumers. We're going to need people who care about fresh foods. To really start to think about how we build a sustainable, healthy world for everybody. And so that just leads me to say I'm a man about action. I'm a man of action. So I'm going to be outside. I'm going to be outside these doors later today, or me and Patrick going to be outside these doors later today, and folks could come up to me and approach me and say, hey, if you're involved in the anti-GMO movement, if you're involved in a fresh farm movement, let's work together. Let's work together, because I would like to push your movements, and you play a huge part in our workers' rights movement as well. So yeah, and also if you're listening out there on the internet, you can shoot me an email at jeremiah@rocunited.org, because I think the only way we're going to build up a real, healthy, sustainable world is if we start to work together and we start to coordinate. So.